New at 10, long gone are the days of sketching or just taking pictures of crime scenes and crashes.
Yeah, new technology not only helping map out crashes, but also helping prevent them in the future. Brian Will spent a day with investigators finding out how all this technology works and how it can save lives.
So this was a crash a number of years ago on Redwood.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a 3D scan with accurate measurements offers investigators another chance to visit an already cleaned up crime scene.
Based on the type of car it is and the amount of crush that you have, you can pull the amount of energy it required to create that. And from that, you can get ranges on speeds of the vehicle that struck it.
Sergeant Mark Squire with the South Valley Crash Team is one of a handful of officers trained on how to use this device.
Ultimately, what this does is it combines and reduces the amount of time that investigators have to be out on scene, so they can go and collect all the evidence, the physical evidence in the sense of being able to photograph and identify everything that's in a scene, and then they can bring it back to a more controlled environment where they can start to piece things together, get exact measurements, trajectories, things of that nature.
It comes with a hefty price tag, around $30,000 just for the device, which is why many jurisdictions share them by creating crash teams.
When does this usually come out?
So if we believe that we have a serious felony accident, we could bring this out so that we're not missing any component of evidence that could be on scene. Because ultimately, once you clean up a crash scene or a serious investigation involving a potential shooting or a stabbing, you can't go back and recreate that scene.
This 3D light scanner helps officers recreate the scene virtually. But like any technology, the device is far from perfect, often not being able to scan reflective materials.
The scanners sometimes have a hard time picking up where these common points are, and so that's where you'll see our orbs right here.
In the long term, is this going to help anyway in the future with, I get big question, but trying to prevent crashes or the design of roads?
If any component of the roadway's design might have factored into the crash, or was there a piece of equipment that wasn't functioning as it should have been, and they'll go back and they'll take that to their office and make any sort of appropriate correction.
Ended up happening with that crash you showed us?
That crash in particular, both individuals lived. I believe one suffered a double leg amputation.
And that was a couple years ago?
That was a few years ago.
And was there anything that came up with the person that hit them, or?
Yeah, ultimately this, not only do we use this to determine that a crime did occur, but just as important, we use it to determine.
That was Brian Will reporting. Now, the future of this tech combines scans and drone footage to produce a full 3D color virtual model of a crime scene, and they will keep the scans forever. It's how policing is embracing modern technology, and the biggest thing that they're seeing is it still all comes down to the human behind it all.